Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are back with another stream. If you are here in the stream live, make sure that you like the stream, like the stream, like the stream. If you are here via VOD watching this after the recording, make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on so you know we're live when we drop another video. And also make sure you hype the video as well, as all of that helps us out in the algorithm. Now, I do have a special guest with me once again. It is the Legend of Winning. Lo, how are you doing on this afternoon?
I'm doing fantastic, man. We need to go ahead and get into this nonsense because since Jalen Brunson and them won a championship, the takes that niggas got off have been it's been a bit crazy now.
We definitely will be talking about that. We definitely will be talking about that. The one that really just struck my nerve though wasn't even a Jalen Brunson one. It's the Vince Goodwill, I believe that's that young man's name.
Oh my goodness.
Where he's saying winning a championship is now a participation trophy because there's parity in it. Where's the real dominant? Are we serious?
Bro, I've never in my life heard that when the competition is at its absolute highest, where there is not one team dominating, that now all of a sudden winning a championship is a participation trophy, bro.
A participation trophy.
Nobody has ever said that about any other team that has won a championship. No one called Dirk's 2011 run a participation trophy because he couldn't repeat and run it back. No one has ever said that, bro.
And you know what's funny? I think that take comes from a place of, hey, there's nobody out here making our job easy for us. It's very easy for the national media to talk about the same team that wins over and over and over again, or the same two teams that are in the finals over and over and over again. But now you have to do your due diligence and know about these individual teams in each conference because everybody's a threat. And now, because it's not a layup anymore, it's a participation trophy award now. Winning a championship? No, Vince Goodwill. You're just actually going to have to know about more than 3 teams in each conference. That's what's going to happen now. You're going to have to really know about the New York Knicks. You're going to have to really know about the Detroit Pistons, the Boston Celtics, the Indiana Pacers when they get right and healthy. You're actually going to have to know about the Spurs, OKC. Does Minnesota make a move? Can the Lakers build a good roster around Luka Doncic? You're going to have to know.
This nigga argument was, hey, man, how do I know what Jalen Brunson just did was real? How I know that, despite the fact that niggas been playing good basketball in the playoffs for like 3 straight years, how do I know that's real? Bro, what are we talking, bro? What are we talking about, bro? What are we talking about?
That was absolutely pathetic, but it was a great insight into that way of thinking. It was a great insight because he really just exposed himself and a lot of others that think like that in the media by that quote. So thank you for exposing yourself, because you want your job to be easy because you only have the capacity to talk about 2 teams or 3 teams in a whole NBA season. Thank you. Now, the first thing I do want to get to, because I do feel like this is kind of a hot topic right now. You know what I'm saying? And you can go ahead and address it however you want to address it. But you've been very popular online lately, sir. You've been up and down people's timeline a lot. If you don't recall or know what I'm talking about, let me see if I can go ahead and bring this up. Here we go. Right. So here is Lo, after a stream, another great stream, doing big things over there on Twitch. Make sure that you're subscribed over there on Twitch, or I don't know what it's called on Twitch, but make sure you're following him over there. Okay, make sure you're following him over there. But Where do I want to go? Can I go here? Oh, wait a minute. Thought I had it up.
I like this right here.
Here we go. Here's the clip. Well, at least one of them. Here's one of them.
Oh, that's not even a good clip. The good clip is me yelling at you.
Yeah, it is. I was showing both. I'm going to show both.
Okay.
Gonna show both. Don't worry, sir. Don't worry. Let me produce. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now here's the first one.
Silence to anyone criticizing De'Aaron Fox because there was a lot of caping from a bunch of people over the past 2 to 3 days about De'Aaron Fox. A nigga posted the Fox's trash clip on his IG, had Tracy McGrady talking about, well, who is this guy? Tracy, there's a reason why you also didn't win anything, my nigga. There's a reason why. You and Fox are one and the same. There's a reason why. There's a reason why niggas like you like to run around talk about, hypothetically, if I played with somebody, nigga, stop. A nigga who couldn't get out the first round is going to sit there and run and cape for a nigga who was bad. Bad. But again, if people are going to sit here and immediately try to excuse and pivot everything that De'Aaron Fox does, it goes back to my original point. Why?
So there is the first one. Now I am looking for the more viral one, but while I'm looking,
you can go to Hater Report and it's on there.
Yeah, I'm on Haters Reports page. I'm scrolling down.
Or maybe they just posted a bunch of them.
Yeah, they post frequently.
Okay. Maybe if you type in low on their channel on their page, it'll pop up.
Here we go. Full screen it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. It sucks, nigga. That nigga is trash. He's fucking garbage. Get that nigga the fuck off the team, out the fucking league. That nigga's a fucking bum, nigga. He sucks, nigga. He fucking sucks. That nigga sucks. He sucks. He sucks. He sucks, nigga. He fucking sucks. He fucking.
Now, mind you, I want y'all to know that on this clip, this is the one that's really just kind of going all over the world. Yeah. He called me. He's talking to me, right? He's talking to me in this clip. What I find hilarious is that, I am Fox FC. It is what, and I'm still here. I'm not losing faith in my boy. He can play a lot better than that. He had a bad run. But you know what the good thing about basketball is? Hey, there's another year. There's going to be more playoff games to be played. That won't be his only time, right? And so he's calling me. He's letting me know about how trash De'Aaron Fox is. That is what that clip was. I see a lot of people on the timeline. I don't know, as it was almost as if they're responding like he's on the phone talking to Fox. I don't really know what the big hoopla was, really, right? De'Aaron Fox was playing trash. I mean, it is what it is. There's no way around that. He was out there stinking it up, huh? Boo-boo stains just down his legs. What exactly am I to say in that moment? Now, it didn't matter what I would say in that moment because he clearly wasn't even letting me speak. Because mind you, that's how he called me when I answered the phone. That's how it started. That was the origin of the phone call. Not a hello, how you doing? How's your day? How's your stream going? Are you watching the game? None of that. It was straight to that. He answered the phone on 10,000. So I do want you to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, say what you have to say about the topic, and also saying that De'Aaron Fox and Tracy McGrady are one and the same is wild. I just want to let you know that personally, right? I get what you're saying. Maybe you're saying loser mentality and stuff like that, but like Tracy McGrady, You know what I'm saying?
Well,
And this is
I'm clearly not talking about skills.
I know.
I
I'm just saying it just sounds wild.
Let's
Tracy McGrady, De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, we know.
You know what I'm saying?
But I am happy that you of all people are bringing this up. I'm happy I can address it here. I'm about to put this clip on Twitter so more people can hear my response, because I'm not only going to respond to what you said, I'm also going to respond to these fuck niggas on the timeline running their fucking mouth. So it's going to be both of y'all.
Okay.
It's going to be both of y'all.
Okay.
Especially that weird fuck ass nigga who took the clip out of context, put it on a timeline, and calling me out because he think I was a bridge too far. While he's on the timeline calling Anthony Edwards, Nas Reed, Jaden McDaniels, bitch ass niggas. But what I said is a bridge too far. So I'm going to address it all.
Okay.
Now I got the clip. So cool. Now let me now, as I put this on the timeline, let me now address the bigger picture. I am happy that you are the one that I'm here with, seriously, because way too often people are taking things out of context. Legend of Diddy, this nigga's a troll, so he takes shits out of context and he put it on the timeline as well. And people don't know the dynamic between you and I when we have these conversations.
Correct.
People, even what you're saying, I called on 10. There's a reason why, chat, I called on 10 is because we've been having the ongoing conversation for the totality of the season. And every time I attempt to have this conversation, it is met with what I believe to be an excuse. Now, to be fair, I think for a good portion of the season, there was very reasonable explanations to why Fox's numbers may not have properly represented the caliber of player that he actually is. Yeah, and I think those were fair. And I also think it's a fair assessment to say that he wasn't 100% healthy. I think all those things are fair. Very fair. Very, very fair. The healthy thing kind of goes out the window when a nigga says he thinks he's good enough to outrun OG Anunoby. So I just want to keep that in mind. But all that is fair. My only issue is, and I'm going to put a video out on this as well.
A cheetah still think it's a cheetah, whether its leg is hurt or not. The instinct is cheetah. But go ahead.
I'm still going to, I'm going to upload a video, but here first. My biggest issue, hold on, we are live on Real Talk channel talking about the Twitter drama. All right. My biggest issue is that everyone is deciding to strip context and act as if like how I got to where I got to at the end of the season is just out of nowhere. In the beginning of the season, I made a very tame claim. Fox is not genuinely needed. No cursing, no hooting, no hollering. Fox just is not genuinely needed. From that, not you per se, but when I make a take on Twitter, under my comment section, niggas can just say whatever they believe they want to say. Any and everything. And so then, fast forward to the end of the season, if I am then proven right, I am now somehow in the wrong when I decide to react to people with the exact same energy you all gave to me in the beginning. This is not the first time this has happened. This is the same thing that happened with the DeMar DeRozan and Sacramento King thing, where I said, hey, I think adding DeMar was on Kevin O'Connor's show. Shout out to KOC. I said that, hey, when you add DeMar on the Kings, I think that's a bad move. It's not a good fit. I think they're going to get worse. The response to that was, you're dumb, you're idiot, you're fat. All these Kings fans going in my DMs. Then you got a beat writer out in Sacramento talking about, oh, well, KOC, you need to have real people on your podcast. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He da-da-da-da-da. We get through the season, I'm right, and this pussy-ass nigga deletes his tweets and start hiding. No. You were standing outside calling me out. I let you have it. We had different opinions. And then when it was time for me to now come back and share my thoughts on what actually occurred, now that we have the results, I can't do it because you decide to delete your tweets and duck your tail and start hiding. No. Onto that De'Aaron Fox tweet, it's like a nigga who keeps responding to me every single time Fox has a good regular season game, even though we all know he's not paid $50 million for regular season moments. It's good that he does it, but that's not why he's paid. Now, when the season is done, he played bad the entire postseason run. He don't want to respond no more. He mummed a word. He calling me the R word. Oh, I'm fat. I'm dumb. All that. Y'all get to say anything y'all want to say. But as soon as I didn't respond and I crash out, now all of a sudden I'm the one in the wrong. When everything I said in the beginning, just simple, Fox is not genuinely. That's it. So I think that it is odd that I have to just be the butt of the joke. But if I'm right, I can't then flip the energy back to y'all. No, nigga. No. Now, to the other side of the argument, you need to play basketball at a high level to speak, and you too disrespectful. Coming from someone who's calling NBA athletes bitch ass niggas. Are we serious right now, bro? You're calling athletes out of their names. And I went through quite a few of y'all's pages, and y'all do that frequently. Amount of times y'all calling athletes bitches, pussies, all that stuff. But I said that Tracy McGrady coping for De'Aaron Fox, I believe, is indicative to what was the outcome of his career and why he thinks if you replace him with that's the reason why he believes if you replace him with Kobe Bryant. If you think that's a bridge too far, I can understand it. If you think I'm doing too much, that's cool. But it's not like I called that man out his name. Not like I called him somebody else. Not like I said something crazy. But you are calling Anthony Edwards a bitch. Jaden McDaniels, all these other people out of their name. That's odd to me. If you think what I did weird, I think that you calling grown men that you will never meet in your life bitch ass niggas, I think that's far weirder than what I said. But what I really think is the problem is that most of you niggas are failed content creators who want to be in the opportunity and space that I'm in. And so when you see me have a moment, you want to sit here and attempt to tear me down by making up some nonsense. That's what I believe. And because of that, since I don't play NBA at a high level, so I can't critique and be disrespectful, what I do is create content at a high level. And nigga, I've checked your channel out, nigga. Terrible lighting, microphone hanging from the fucking ceiling, no editing, horrible thumbnails. Don't worry, I'll get to your ass because I already done recorded the video. But trust me, if I can't say something crazy or be disrespectful or overly critical because I never played NBA at a high level, I promise you that channel that you got, my nigga, I will be overly critical of it. And if you think you can get away with calling Anthony Edwards a bitch ass nigga, I promise you the things that I will call you from a content creation standpoint. But if you think I won't say it to T-Mac, fine. I highly doubt you will ever call Anthony Edwards a bitch ass nigga to his face. I know you're not. You're not going to, bro. You're not going to. But if you want to, I'll fly you out to Atlanta. My people knows Anthony Edwards people. I might be able to get things together so you can sit down in front of him and call him a bitch ass nigga, which you're not going to do. So all that yapping and grandstanding you doing on the timeline, cut the fucking malarkey, nigga. Cut it. And that goes for everybody else. I done went through quite a few your timeline. Y'all calling athletes out their name routinely. Routinely. But I don't really care that much about Fox, DeMar DeRozan. Same thing going like KD. I don't really care too much about them. My issue and gripes is with y'all, the people, when I say something and then there is a response and y'all believe that y'all just have the ability to say anything y'all want to. Anything. And so then when I'm proven right and I can't say anything back, oh, he's losing his mind. This is real content creation. No, nigga, just a response to people. I'm just talking to real talk, bro. Y'all don't know the relationship, the dynamic. Y'all have no idea, nigga. That's just how we talk. Nigga, it's not that big of a deal, bro. It's really not. It's not that big of a deal. It's really not.
Yeah, and what's really funny is like the public gesturing from people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is I don't even understand how people don't understand like that kind of dynamic with your homeboy, your partner, talking ball, talking hoops. We just so happen to be on camera when we do it. You know what I'm saying? If me and him, if you and your homeboy been arguing about a player all year, and now you get the one up on him because he playing bad in the big game, like, yeah, you're going, oh yeah, that nigga suck. What I tell you, that nigga ass. Like, duh. That's what happens. So and what's hilarious to me is like that's the clip that has people on and
Which is
it's
crazy
tizzy.
because I got much worse.
Yeah, I feel like we've said worse than that. Nah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like that it seemed that was very light. Come on, bro. He said he was ass, he was playing ass. It is what it is. Fox has been called ass now 300,700,999 times on the timeline now. Like, what? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I do think that has been taken out of context and people really want to bridge too far. And I do believe it has something to do with um, where you at and where they at. Also, I do again, every time somebody addresses the notion of, hey, why are you talking like this? You've never played high level basketball, but you're telling a really good content creator how to create content at
And
the
you
same
never,
time. It's like,
yeah.
but you don't see a problem with that, or you don't see like the irony in like within this happening in real time. I don't. I've never understood that. You know what I'm saying? Um, but anyways, I'm glad you had a moment to address that. I did just want to kind of get that on out the way. Um, the next thing I do want to talk about though with you, um, is the Spurs. And if you want to bring up De'Aaron Fox and your explanation of why he was ass and stuff like that, you can do that. But I do want to talk about this best in the world conversation, in particular, Victor Wembanyama. The first question I'm going to ask you is, do you still think he's the best player in the league?
Yes.
How and why?
No, I think Shea still has a legit argument. I think, and I just uploaded this on the channel, but I just think the bigger reason why isn't necessarily because Wemby played at a stupid, ridiculously high level. A lot of it just has to do with the fact that, bro, that everybody else is not performing the way they're supposed to perform. Me and you have said this, I feel like for like 3 or 4 years now, bro. The bar to be the best player in the world is the lowest it has been in our lifetime. It's just the lowest. Like LeBron at his best would clearly be the best player right now. Curry at his best would be the best. KD at his best would be the best. And both Curry and KD, it's arguable that they were never the best. Giannis in 2019 and 20 would have been the best right now. Jokic in 2023, to be fair, would be better right now. He'd be the best player right now. Embiid in 2023 would be the best player right now. And hoping that he would be healthy enough to finish a run.
Mm-hmm.
The issue, though, is that Shea, I don't know if anybody is really that impressed with what Shea just concluded, especially in the second and third round. And even if we were to extend the sample size, bro, Shea has played 7 playoff series in the last 2 years. 2 of them have been best of the world caliber performances. 2 of them. Jokic just concluded, because everybody talking about how bad Wemby was in the fourth quarter. He was terrible. Terrible in the fourth quarter. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Wemby shot like 35% from the field in the fourth and like 10% from behind the arc in the fourth in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
The problem though was that wasn't Wemby. That was actually Jokic against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Jokic in the fourth quarter of winnable games shot 35% from the field in the fourth and shot 1 for 10 from behind the arc against a Timberwolves team with a battered Ant, no Dante, Ayo DeSumo coming off the bench and outplaying you. Ayo. And then Jokic, after 30 games in a regular season, was never able to touch those heights again. So why am I giving him best in the world title? Luka didn't play in the playoffs. Giannis only played like 30 games in a regular season. So what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to hang the 5-game sample size, albeit at the grandest stages, over Wemby so much so that it then absolves the last 40 games in a regular season and what he did in the first 3 rounds of the playoffs? None of that would make any sense to me. I'd rather give it to Jalen Brunson. Fuck it. I'd rather say Jalen Brunson the best player in the world. But what am I supposed to do?
No, you would not. No, you would not. And this is so Shea and Jokic. I'm just trying to be like, Shea and Jokic have to perform at their level every single playoff run.
If we talking about this year,
because you're looking for evidence and you're saying, okay, Jokic didn't provide me of any, and Shea haven't provided me of any. While simultaneously, though, Wemby didn't provide you of any either in this finals appearance himself. And then on top of that, at least Jokic and Shea have a history of performing in the playoffs at a high level. I don't so they have to do it every single time.
We're talking about this
year. And then Wemby doesn't have to do it. And then, I'm confused.
Who do you think played better this year, Wemby in the playoffs, or last year, Shea in the playoffs?
I'm probably leaning Shea, to be honest with you.
Okay. The fact that you're thinking about it, though, the fact that this is not definitive. Who do you think played better this postseason run, Wemby or Shea?
Wemby.
Okay. The conversation is about this season. So if this season Wemby was better than Shea in the postseason, and this year Wemby is comparable to what Shea did last year, which I would lean Shea as well. But if that is the case, and we're speaking about this year, Shea has not definitively provided me a postseason run where he has played better clearly than Wemby for me to feel comfortable by using history. And then when it comes to Jokic, bro, I would have to go back to like 23 with Jokic.
He was clearly the best player in the regular season, though.
That's fair. Well, that's fair. That's fair.
Yes, it is.
Well, the only reason why I say that because we had this conversation as well where Shea was the most
people had peaks.
Yes, it had much
playing better than him.
Yes.
But who was consistently at a high level for the entirety of the season was Shea.
I agree. But in my opinion, I think the second half of the season for Wemby, as well as 3 great rounds of playoff play, is enough to put him over. But if you want to say Shea is better, like I said before, I think Shea has the best argument to be the best player. I think that is a legitimate argument. And so after Shea, who do you have second?
Man, I really want to have for real. I really want to have Shea number 2 and Giannis at 1. That's really how I'm feeling. But you can't do it because
it'll be contradicting everything we just said.
I know, but I'm saying from like a player perspective right now, I really do think that Giannis is probably the best player I saw this season. But after Shea, probably Jokic.
Man, I can't do that, bro. I just can't. Jokic had a 30-game sample size that was amazing. He got hurt,
he got hurt.
And then came back, and then for like 10, 15 games, he was just bad. He was bad.
He was. He was bad. Nikola Jokic right now. He was bad. He was bad. Absolutely. But
so then he went in the postseason and did what?
And then he was very bad against Minnesota.
Okay. So
But
let me
we
ask you
still know
this:
what Jokic and who Jokic is, though.
if Wemby played good in the finals, would he be the best player in the world for you?
I mean, he would be in that conversation just like he's in that conversation for me now. He's amongst the top 5.
So Wemby's like 4 or 5 for you?
Um, mm, maybe, yeah, probably so. Somewhere, but yeah, 3 to 5 can fluctuate. But I do understand his argument for number 1. But I just think that if I really look at who he was as a player, and really it's the inability to kind of play in space defensively. I do think like, it was kind of telling to me that he legit like couldn't guard Karl Anthony Towns. Like they just had to go to um practically putting a wing and having him roam off Josh Hart from time to time. Even though I still think from a schematic standpoint, Mitch Johnson did a bad job of having Wemby guard Cat even still too much, in my opinion. He should have been roaming off Josh Hart even more,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I do think he struggled in that matchup guarding Cat. And then I also don't like him just even when he's in the roaming position, they have him moving around a little bit. Closeouts can be a bit, bad. And then offensively, it's great lob threat, legendary lob threat for sure. When the pick and pop 3 is going, that's nice. But like the self creation is a real concern, in my opinion. And I think that I was talking to Marge about this like post game. It's like the names that we bring up for him to like reach where we want him to be considered like the GOAT basketball player. People are, oh man, he needs to be like Dirk in the mid range, stuff like that, or he needs a face up game like Kevin Durant. It's like these are some of the greatest mid range players that we've ever seen in our lifetime. Like the idea that he can just become Dirk Nowitzki in the mid post is maybe a stretch, maybe. And then I see some things that physically, just from a biology standpoint, aren't changing. He's going to be able to get pushed around his whole career from somebody who has a lower center of gravity, somebody who's probably heavier than him, stronger than him, can push him off his spots. There are going to be times where he struggles to beat gap help because he's 7'6" off the dribble. That's not changing. That's not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know, man. I do think, and shout out to Toon, he was the first one to like really put this on my mind. And the more and more I think about it, I think the best version of the Spurs actually probably comes from him not being the best offensive player on the team. Maybe being like a very close number 2. But now Dylan Harper may be that player, potentially. Dylan Harper could develop into that player. Like that's how high his ceiling is as an offensive player. I believe so. But I don't know. I don't know if some of these problems for Wemby from a self-creation standpoint are ever going to go anywhere. Now, if he does become Dirk or whatever in the mid-range, he's just nails from the mid-post area, then he got it. But like
Dirk is that's a little bit.
mm-hmm.
Let's get to LaMarcus Aldridge level before we Dirk is a lot. I agree. I agree that the self-creation thing is a problem. My only issue is we are talking about, like a power ranking of what we saw this year. That's it. A power ranking what we saw this year. If you want to give the benefit of doubt of who these players are and what they normally would look like and what they should look like, I had no problem with that. But from what we actually saw, you're right. Self-creation for Wemby was terrible. That is the weakest aspect to his game, though.
Mm-hmm.
Jokic self-creation should be the best, one of the best, the second or third best attribute to his game. He went in the postseason and he was terrible. He was objectively bad at it. Shea, the best attribute in his game should be tough shot making, over the top shooting, midi, all that. Nigga, in the second and third round, he was struggling to get to his spots to even attempt the shot. And for 3 games against the Lakers, and for the entire Spurs series, I think he shot like below 43% from the field. It took until game 7 for him to finally get it going. And those are the best attributes of their games. Wemby was not struggling defensively to that extent for any series throughout the postseason. Wemby for the first 3 series in the postseason.
You don't think there were games where Wemby looked questionable defensively?
Not for as long as I'm talking for like an entire series. No, not for as long as Shea and Jokic just look for entire series. No. What series did Wemby look as bad as Jokic scoring wise defensively?
That first half of, was that either game 1 or game 2 where Cat was absolutely destroying him?
I'm talking about for an entire series. What series? If Jokic had a bad game or bad half, I wouldn't have a leg to stand on. For the entire series, he struggled. For the entire series. So what series?
I mean, I do think he went against. I mean, Rudy Gobert is one of the best defenders to call upon to guard Nikola Jokic in the NBA right now. It's one of the best post defenders in the league. Why do it be all about matchups until
is Towns not one of the best? Is Towns not ideally the best matchup to neutralize Wemby's defensive impact?
Mitchell Robinson maybe could have been because we kind of because we've seen it now. People are like, oh man, and Cat has done a good job on Wemby all year. If you've watched, but also so did OG Anunoby, and the whole thing for many Knicks fans and a lot of the discussion about the final series and Wemby being held like below his averages or whatnot is because of the job that OG Anunoby did on Wemby in the matchups. OG Anunoby was holding him to very inefficient numbers, not necessarily Cat. That was being talked about. To be honest, even Wemby in the matchups against the Knicks played well offensively.
I'm talking about to stretch Wemby, pause, to put Wemby's defense at a deficit and hamper what he does best defensively. Wouldn't Towns be the best option for that?
You're talking about from offensive,
yes,
like Carl Banks,
like the same way how Rudy Gobert would be the best option for Jokic, right?
Mm-hmm.
The best option to slow down or impact Wemby's defense would be someone like Towns. Correct. Not once did you say that, but when it came to Jokic's inability to score over Gobert,
I've said this all. The reason
I'm talking about me and you right now.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. And most people as well. People are not, and I think this is fair. If you're the best player in the world, the thing in which you should do best, there should be something that you do that it does not matter who you're going up against. You shouldn't look as bad as Jokic did on self-creation against anybody, against anyone. Brunson looked better than Shea against the same Spurs defense, and on 2 bad knees looked better than Shea on self-creation against the same defense. Why does Wemby look more aggressive as a scorer at times than
they didn't guard Ant like they guarded Shea? And they tried to, from some games, they tried to guard Brunson the same, but Brunson had an outlet in which Shea didn't have. Number one, who's the cat bringing Victor out of the paint on Shea's team? Theoretically, it's Chet. Was Chet affecting anything the Spurs were doing from a defensive schematic standpoint? No, and you know that. Nigga was out there playing ass-tastic. And then something else that the Knicks did to alleviate Jalen Brunson was bring in some extra ball handling, so he didn't have to be the sole one handling that responsibility, or could at least attack the paint when when Brunson does create the 2 on the ball, swing opportunity. Now Jose Alvarado can catch, get into the lane, make a good rim read, make a good rim decision, or a quick kick out pass. The people that were supposed to be doing that for Shea weren't available, and AJ Mitchell and J-Dub.
Bro, even when they played in the first 3 games, he was still bad, bro. They played in the first 3 games, and he was still bad.
The first 3?
Didn't they play in the first? He played good in game 2. The first two of the first 3 games, he shot mid again. And I could be wrong. Let me double check. I'll double check. Game 1, Shea, he's 7 for 23, 30% from the field, 2 for 7 from behind the arc, 28% from deep.
That was also the game in which they were doubling him every time at half court.
That I get that. I'm just saying like that. J-Dub has a great game. He had 26 points, and AJ Mitchell also played. He played 33 minutes in that game. So he had both of them play that game. Game 2 is where he played amazing. Game 3,
J-Dub got injured in game 2.
J-Dub didn't play game 3, but AJ Mitchell played in game 3. And Shea shot 35% from the field. Again. Now, after, because I think J-Dub played one more game, he tried to come back and play, but he wasn't the same. I think it was like game 6 or 7 or whatever. But as the series progressed, they weren't doubling Shea as often as they were before. In games 4, 5, 6, 7, they were not doubling as much as they were in games 1, 2, and 3. And Shea, even after Shea wasn't being doubled as much, he still was struggling.
That is correct.
Okay.
But Jalen Brunson for a lot of this series struggled as well to put the ball in the basket.
I agree.
Well,
who do you think was
the environment? You just said.
Wait.
Let me.
Let's go in.
You just said that the best person in the league to counteract Wemby's defensive impact would be a Karl Anthony Towns. Jalen Brunson has access to that. Shea does not.
What about Ant? Ant's on the floor with fucking Rudy Gobert and and Julius Randle. Why on 2 bad fucking knees, he can't even start all the games? Why is he scoring better and is more accurate than Shea? Why?
I mean, do you want me to give my honest answer about Anthony Edwards?
I'm going to give you an honest answer.
Because Ant is a better shot making talent than Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and that's no disrespect to Shea, but also Shea. I mean, Ant wasn't all that great against the Spurs. I know he had like some. I'm not saying
either one of them great. I'm saying as a shot maker in the series, Ant should not be close to Shea on 2 bad knees. He shouldn't be.
That's also, but Ant was not being guarded like Shea.
You don't think they weren't gapping him the same similar ways that Shea was getting gapped in the last like 3 to 4 games of that series?
You need to go back and see how Shea was guarded in some of these games.
I think you need to go back. You need to go back and watch.
Go back and see how Shea was guarded in some of these games.
Oh man, I think you got to go back and watch what. I'm not saying that Shea wasn't being guarded extremely difficultly. I'm not saying Ant was on the floor, bro. They had to stop playing Gobert for several stretches because like Wemby was just like, I don't care. Like I was like, it's cool, whatever. Like he's whatever. Like we're not even
the only people that I really remember being guarded like Shea, on that consistent of a basis on ball is James Harden and
nigga, if you don't say stuff, we're gonna.
I'm saying on the ball. I'm saying because Steph is getting like, but I'm saying he spends a lot of his time off the ball. I'm saying main ball handlers like that. Really, that's kind of it. They did do Brunson like that somewhat, but it's not. They did not do that the same amount they did that to Shea.
How often
they did not do that? Luka is another good name. I guess he would.
How often do you see bigs get pushed around and moved out of the place defensively the way that Wemby was getting pushed around this postseason run? not on the offensive end. How often do you see bigs get pushed and grabbed as much as Wemby was getting pushed and grabbed on the defensive side to try to hamper that?
He gets fouled a lot.
No, I'm asking you, what other big do you see that happen with, or player? What other player is there? The team has decided to just put someone on the floor specifically to get fouls and grab and push you out of the place because we need to dedicate a whole player to stopping you from contesting anything at the rim. So we're going to have a whole player out there just solely push you out of the way, hold and grab you on the defensive side. Who does that? Who's like that?
Oh, you're saying to stop Wemby's like rim deterrence?
Yes. Who does that?
I thought you were talking about like when he's on offense. I'm like, bigs kind of get grabbed all the time.
No. I'm talking about on defensive.
Defensively, I mean, yeah, probably nobody else in the league is treated like that. I mean, that's
why
point, he's an alien, because of the defensive rim deterrence.
But my point is, he has to do that, and he has to figure out a way to still be impactful defensively. Yes, Shea saw tough defensive schemes, but you have to find a way to still be better and convert those shots, especially in the second half of games.
But you acting like iHeart doing it, bro. The reason why he's still able to be highly impactful defensively is because nobody's taking him away from the rim. Nobody on OKC could consistently take Wembanyama and make him a closeout player. Consistently, they couldn't. He got to be by the basket all the time. That is why I picked the Spurs to beat OKC, because I believe if you don't have the ability to consistently draw Wemby away from the basket, the Spurs are going to beat you in a series. The reason why the Knicks can and did is because they could more consistently than other teams draw Wemby away from the basket. iHeart can be doing whatever he wants to be doing to Wemby. If Wemby is standing next to the rim, nigga, he's 8 feet tall. At the end of the day, he still is going to be highly effective standing next to the basket. That's not the same as Shea having to navigate Stephon Castle, who's one of the best point of attack defenders in the association, with limited shooting and spacing on his team, with his second option. You, as much as you complain about De'Aaron Fox, Chet was out there delivering absolutely dog shit nothing. Alex Caruso's hitting shots. He's still not being respected. The only respected shooter for real is Jared McCain. What are we talking about? He's having to go against Steph Castle POA, Dylan Harper POA, with Wemby backline, and you're telling me that's the same thing as iHeart grabbing Wemby a time or two?
A time or two is crazy.
What are we talking about?
You be dragging it. The point I'm making, though, is that if the thing that Shea is supposed to do, all that is true. A lot of that shit Shea needs to do is just mid-range jump shot shooting. I rewatched every shot the nigga took, especially from games 4 onwards. Bro, a lot of the middies that he was taking, Wemby wasn't even near the contest because he was putting himself in a position to take shots before Wemby even got to him. He was just missing shots, bro. And I get it. It was tough defense. I get it. It's tough defense against Jokic or Rudy Gobert. But if the argument to why those niggas are better than Wemby, regardless if that's what you're saying or not, but if the argument is that the reason why they're better than Wemby and why they're the best in the world is because they are so great at doing these specific things, that means it would have to translate against great defenses in the postseason, bro. This is the first time I have ever in my life heard, oh man, they're just playing them so hard. So that's the reason why. And I'm not saying this is what you're saying, but I keep hearing this argument. Like, I get it. It's tough. It's hard. But the issue is that is the difference. That is a thing that tends to separate you from being really good and great. That's what separates James Harden from fucking Curry, my nigga. That Harden in the regular season going crazy, we get to the postseason, it's not the same. Yes, the defense gets more difficult. Yes, the whistle is different. Yes, it's more taxing and tiring, but that is the difference. That is the difference. No one is shooting Wemby any bail, and rightfully so. The fact that he went to his first postseason run. No experience. Inconsistent with a this is niggas in this time is hard. Inconsistent floor spacing around him. No one is shooting him any bail, and I don't think that they should. I don't think that they should. But if the argument is that they are best in the world, specifically based on these things that they do at an abnormal level, and they do it, especially Jokic, not even at an abnormal level, not even at a regular level, Jokic was just bad. He was objectively bad. He's putting up numbers that were so bad in the fourth quarter, you would confuse it for Wemby. That's how bad he was. I get Rudy Gobert is going to alter your shot. Nigga, he was 1 for 10 on threes. We all saw it. They were leaving the nigga open on threes. Fuck are we talking about? So no, I am not going to sit here and just say, oh man, it was tough defense on them. Yeah, that's what happens in the postseason. That's what happens, bro.
Are you referring to this is what gets like nasty though. Like, let's stick to Shea. I want to stick to Shea right now.
Shea, okay.
The Spurs
I've said Shea has the best argument.
I know, and I know you said that.
Okay.
The Spurs aren't just some other great defense. This has been a lot of credit that's been given to Wemby throughout the playoffs. The Spurs, with Wemby on the court, correct me if I'm wrong, have the best relative playoff defense of all time. True or false?
They do.
Okay, so Shea wasn't just playing some other great defense. He's playing against arguably one of, if not statistically, the best playoff defense ever, with two of the other best offensive players hurt and limited spacing and shooting talent on the roster. And you're sitting here telling me that series being bad is the reason why he can't be the best player in the world anymore?
Nigga, did you hear me about the Lakers series as well, nigga? Are we serious? He went up against the Lakers with Marcus Smart and DeAndre Ayton backline defense, and the nigga was struggling to get to his spots until game 4. Come on, nigga.
You mean until we stop doubling? What did you say? He was, bro.
So when the nigga stopped, So when the nigga stopped seeing defensive schemes that would normally be seen from an all-time great offensive player, that's when a nigga can play at that certain level? Listen to what you're saying. Listen to what you're saying.
Am I in the Matrix?
No, you're not in the Matrix. What you're saying is the way that Shea can perform at that level is if he's not being defended like an all-time great offensive player. If you are an all-time great offensive player and the only time you consistently look like and perform at that level is when you're not being defended like that, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Low. He was being trapped shamelessly in the first 3 games. Me and you, we had a discussion because when we played the Nuggets, you and me it was a funny moment. I don't know if we were on stream together or something. Me and you agreed, this nigga JJ really is that shameless. Like, we are really going to double every single time. We really are going to load up like that every single time. So Shea wasn't just being guarded like another all-time. It was shameless how often we were doubling Shea early on in that series. Shea, tell the truth, Shea, and that's why Chet was having an amazing series, working the back line that entire run, because all Shea had to do was get a pick. Hell, sometimes he didn't even have to he's dribbling up the court, and there's 2 niggas in it because we were doing it to KD. Which JJ has definitely, and you have already agreed to this in conversation, JJ definitely takes things to the absolute extreme when it comes to very aggressive coverages against star players. Very aggressive. We were doubling Kevin Durant at half court. That's more than getting doubled like some other all-time great. Shea was facing the same thing. And so, yes, not until and I do think that us doing it and the Spurs doing it was a mistake guarding him that way. I think it was a mistake. Because I'm the type of, hey, you're going to have to show me that you're just going to cook against Marcus Smart before we just completely collapse the rest of our defense like that by doubling you that hard, that often. So if you want to say that, I don't think the Spurs should have did that. I don't think we should have did that aggressively. But we're not going to act like that wasn't what he was facing like for the first like 2-3 games of those series. It was outrageous how we regarded Shea.
And what I'm saying is after that stopped happening, especially in the Spurs series, even when they weren't doubling him in the Spurs series, he still was not consistently hitting shots, bro. In the second half of that Spurs series, he still wasn't doing it. He just wasn't. Like, and that's, I mean, can we acknowledge that, bro? For the last 3 to 4 games in that Spurs series, when they stopped doubling him, he still was not making his shots.
That is true.
Okay.
Until game 7.
Until game
4 of the Lakers series, I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Yes. But like, damn, bro. Like in 4 games in the Spurs series when they weren't doubling you, it's only one of them when you start making your shots. And my bigger issue even with Shea is that last year, some of these are very similar concerns. The pull-up jump shot last year from 3, it wasn't there anymore. It wasn't. They were definitely gapping him hard for sure. JJ definitely took it a step to another level with the defense they were showing him. But like, bro, in my opinion, niggas just getting gap like that is just not to the extent with the Lakers. But seeing it like advanced defensive schemes, that's just like a normal thing. As the years progress, things will look different and stuff like that. But when Curry was seeing that type of defensive scheme at that point in time, niggas start seeing a boxing one. I don't know when the last time I seen a boxing one at that high of a level. Niggas just start throwing that shit out here out of nowhere. Is that the same level of defensive schemes that JJ was doing to the extent to like shameless levels? Sure, no. But at that time, like niggas, like who's prepared for a boxing one randomly in the fucking NBA finals? When Kobe started to see zone defense with KG Roman backline, right now, that's like fairly common style of defense that gets played. But back then when that shit happened, who the fuck is like, no one is like prepared for that. Never once did we sit here and be like, oh man, it's like, bro, you just gotta figure it out. You have to figure it out. Me and you will. Mm-hmm. Niggas will just spew out what Kobe shot in game 7 in 2010. Mm-hmm. Broken finger and all. Ron Artest just doing whatever the fuck he want to do. Derek Fisher not hitting shots. Pau Gasol was shit in the bed in 08.
Hurt ankle as well.
Pau Gasol shoots terrible and is horrible in 08 against the Spurs. That was not an excuse for what he needed to get done. We've seen this before. No one gave a fuck about Klay Thompson and Harrison Barnes not making a fucking shot in the 2015 finals. No one give a fuck. Curry played so bad to this day, niggas still lie about that series and say that Andre Iguodala definitely should have. Like, come on. And I'm here right now telling you, I'm not giving Wemby no fucking excuse about inexperience. That nigga was wilding. Oh, I'm in your head, all that shit, can't get to the free throw line and make a shot. Not giving no excuses, bro. You play bad. Niggas is holding you, they bumping you, they pushing you out of your way. You got to play crazy amount of minutes because Luke Cornett is your fucking backup. Your team crumbles when you step off the floor. De'Aaron Fox ain't playing the way he needs to play. Castle may have a game where the nigga go 1 for 10. I'm not giving no excuses, though.
You know, like, I be wondering, you be knowing your camera be on when you be talking, right?
Okay.
I want to make sure that you're aware of that. Do you realize that? Because you've streamed these games, young man.
Okay.
We've seen you. What are you talking about? We've seen you blame all them other niggas. What are you talking about? We've
No.
actively seen you do it.
Me acknowledging that they play bad versus me. If you ask me how bad did Wemby play, I'm not going to sit here and go on a rant about, oh, the defensive schemes. And that's like, bro, that's stuff that he did. He just should have done. Like, regardless of the situation, he just should have done. Yes, your shooters are not shooting. Mitch Johnson is trolling. D Fox out here. But at the end of the day, nigga, you also taking dumb fucking threes. At the end of the day, regardless of how much space you now have to cover because the Knicks are stretching out the floor to the 3-point line at every single position, nigga, you still closing out all willy-nilly, putting your foot underneath niggas' legs and all that shit. You still, it's difficult. It's tough for you to have to cover from one corner to the next to rotate to stop at the top. That is difficult. It's difficult for a lanky ass nigga to do that and stop on a dime. But nigga, do it though. Do it. Go do that. It's difficult. But being the best player in the world is difficult. That shit is difficult to do. So yes, it's tough. But bro, I don't know. Because if we're giving not even an excuse, if we're giving these reasonable explanations, I don't, personally speaking, I cannot not be convinced with Jokic this year. He just didn't do enough. 30 games in a regular season is not enough. When you got hurt, unfortunately, and then you came back, and for 10 to 15 games, you still wasn't it. I cannot make a justification that Jokic was the best player this season based off of 30 to 40 regular season games. I can't do that. Shea, much more arguable. Giannis, he only played 30 games, period.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. So when we arguing about who's the best player, part of the reason,
and Luka didn't have the playoff run, because I do think Luka could have played himself into that conversation if he played one of the playoffs.
is playing himself into that conversation from January onwards.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of that's my issue. Like, all the context in the world, yes, that shit, like, all that matters. Like, it's tough to defend, but me personally, I still expect Wemby to not close out on niggas so crazy that he putting his foot underneath niggas' legs and fouling them. He jumping and biting at dumbass shots. They attacking and closing out on you. You got to keep your hands up, and OG still dunking on your shit. Like that, it's difficult. It is very, very difficult. You timid to kind of inch up on Brunson. It's still crazy shot making by Brunson to shoot over an extended Wemby arm in isolation and make the shot. Like, oh, that shit is crazy. I might actually give more credit to Brunson than anything for doing shit like that. But like,
you talking about like the threes?
Yeah, them threes that Brunson was making over Wemby was crazy. He had like 2 or 3 of them in that series. I was like, that's crazy.
That's not a hard shot. I'm gonna tell you like this. That's not a hard of a shot as you think it is. I would say it like that for a shooter that of Brunson's caliber. If you're gonna give him space and there's no disrupting his base, and he gets to do the dribble pattern that gets him in rhythm, that he's gonna. I'm telling y'all something from that's not a hard shot if you're a really good shooter.
I'll take your word on it. You know, I'm a fat ass nigga who never played basketball. So
no, that's
no. I'm just saying. That's what I am. But that's my point. My point is, at the end of the day, niggas just didn't play to the level. That's why I think it's still open. If you want to say it's Shea, I'm not gonna. It's not the end of the world. I don't really care enough about it like that anyway.
Mm.
I just think that, like, the bigger indictment right now is that players are not playing at the level that they should be playing at to even receive that title, period. That's my bigger issue.
But see, that let's stay right. What the reason why I'm more so like pressing you on the Wemby being, to me, Lo, I just think I have nobody crowned right now. That's where I'm at. That's because I agree. Yeah, I agree with you. To me, I don't think anybody had the run to just be like, oh yeah, that player is for sure. Like, I think it's just vacant. And I think next season, hopefully somebody like,
Luka.
Yeah, Luka would be preferable, absolutely. But somebody like earns that time. I just don't think that anybody earned it this year. So I have it vacant.
I have no problem with that. That's fine with me. That's fine.
Okay. I feel like we came to some good common ground right
Now,
there.
the other common ground that you and I can come to is
Mhm.
that we just had a best of the world convo. Nigga, those all-time great convos that niggas putting Shea and Jokic in, me included, that shit gotta stop. Respectfully, I don't give a fuck about no defense y'all niggas talking about. Y'all are comparing that nigga Shea to 2016 Curry. We have to stop, bro. We have to stop. We, me included, are comparing Jokic to fucking LeBron, Curry, and Jordan offensively. We gotta stop with that shit, bro. Y'all are saying that this nigga is a better tough shot maker than Kobe fucking Bryant. That shit gotta fucking stop. I'm not running around saying that Wemby is as good as 03 Duncan or 95 Hakeem. Niggas are saying that Shea is better or just as good as 2016 fucking Curry. We gotta stop. We gotta stop, bro. We gotta stop.
I mean, I've been here. Thank you for getting to that time. Now, a month ago, you said Wemby's a better shot maker than any version of Bron. You said that like a month ago.
Can you say the full fucking thing? Can you say the full quote? I said,
You said
Wemby
when
when
he's
he's
on.
on. Okay.
What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean?
Because I think when Wemby is on, he start just doing crazy shit. Like he just start doing step back behind the legs, between his legs, pull up 3, 8
What do
feet
you think LeBron was doing when he's on? I don't understand what he's saying.
I think he in that vein, bro, when he on. But he's not on enough for that to really be a fucking thing. He not on enough. Like, for example, when DeMar DeRozan is on.
Can you just say, as your friend,
okay.
I just want you to say you're wrong and no.
Oh, I said this in the stream already.
And then that's just it.
No, I want no. Before I say,
but there is no but and so
no. Before I say I'm wrong,
and we can move on.
Before I say I'm wrong, at least get the fucking quote right. I was wrong. I was definitely wrong. But at least get the quote right. Don't make me seem like I'm just saying Wemby walking around better shot maker than 2018 Bron. Don't say that.
Okay. When he's on, that was the quote.
I was wrong.
When Wemby's on.
I was wrong.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now, the next thing that we're going to discuss is the Jalen Brunson stuff, right? So I have I do think I have a few clips. Pull it up right now.
Jesus.
We're going to start with good old.
Please tell me you have. Who you got first, bro?
First one is Big Perk. Shout out Big Perk in the building.
I don't think he had the worst one. I saw one before I got up here. I was like, boy, this shit crazy.
Why am I not getting an option? I guess, bro. Wasn't that just an option when we were both on the left?
Yeah, it was. I don't know what's going on, but I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
Oh, here it go. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. Here the perk.
You talk about Jalen Brunson and what he just accomplished. He cemented himself as the greatest Knick ever. Jalen Brunson just submitted himself as a first ballot Hall of Famer. Jalen Brunson just cemented himself as one of the greatest winners in sports. Jalen Brunson cemented himself as a top 5 player in this league. Jalen Brunson just cemented himself as one of the greatest offensive players that this game has ever seen. When you talk about coming up clutch, put him up there with the all-time greats, averaging over 11 points in the fourth quarter, averaging a little over 32 points in the NBA Finals. Magic Johnson didn't do that. Steph Curry didn't do that. Isaiah Thomas didn't do that. And I'm talking about point guards. And now we're talking about a man who is sitting at the table with Isaiah Thomas and Steph Curry for his guards that's listed under 6'3", leading that team to an NBA championship.
I just look here's I tried to get through that, but here's what I want to say. Oh, is this better?
Yeah, I think this is better.
Okay. Here's what I want to say. Kendrick Perkins has been doing this job too long to still be that bad at making segments. I'm sorry. He's been at ESPN far too long to be that bad still at making segments. The word you're looking for is cemented. Okay? That's the word that you keep looking for that's not clicking. You shouldn't be stuttering over your words. Been doing this for quite some time now. I need you to get your clip segment game up, fuck nigga. All right? Fuck niggas is a term of endearment, by the way. I'm saying this out of love, brotherly love. Okay, shout out to my Texas brethren. Now, that's the Kendrick clip. Here's the one.
Please tell me you got the one I want you to play. Please tell me you got
this one. Hopefully, it's this one.
No, it's not this one. But this is another crazy one. This is another crazy one.
Another crazy one?
Yes, yes.
Should be the one you talking about.
Okay.
Or can you can share, huh?
Yeah, but you can go play. You can play. You can play it.
Okay.
Let them get there.
So
and
to
there
be
will
clear,
be now. Yeah, go ahead.
I have them above Nash, Kidd, Sam Jones, Harden, Gervin, and Luka.
What's wrong with that?
I'm just for the audience.
What's wrong with that? That's my favorite part of that video every time. Hey, Jalen Brunson's better than Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon, Kareem.
Hey, real talk.
Yeah, what's up?
What's wrong with that?
That's what I'm trying to tell the audience.
What's wrong with that?
That's what I'm trying to tell the audience.
Well, I love the whole like winning bias territory that people just decide to just constantly live in, where when you win, be very mindful. The Ringer just put out their top 100, and Brunson still wasn't number one, but apparently this nigga is over Luka Doncic now. I love that we all in real time saw this nigga in the finals. Shout out to Brunson. Great way to close out in back-to-back games where he closed out that. Nigga, for the first 3 games in a 5-game series, we were arguing if the finals MVP should be Karl Anthony Towns or OG Anunoby. Matter of fact, for the first 4 games, we even said it may be OG. I say that to not take away from what Brunson did, but to acknowledge that it's a team sport. That you can have players on a roster that plays at a certain level that allows you to then win, even when you may not be playing at a certain level and be at a deficit. And I saw the same when he was sitting there talking about Nash wasn't able to get to the finals and Harden wasn't able to get to the finals. It's like, bro, like the bar to win a championship changes every year. You are talking about players where the bar to win a championship for Luka was the best iteration of the Boston Celtics over the past 5 to 7 years. A Celtics team that Bill Simmons himself has been on record saying is one of the greatest teams of all time. Harden losing to, again, one of the greatest teams of all time. And Steve Nash, just in case you didn't know, also losing to one of the greatest teams of all time. Bro, this is no knock to Brunson. You get it how you can. Ain't nobody knocking you. But when we sit here and we are discussing what someone did or did not do, there is just absolutely no way that for a 2-game sample size, because effectively, before we got to game 4, Bill Simmons and them at the Ringer were claiming that Brunson wasn't playing that great. So for 2 games, Brunson goes from not playing that great to now being over Luka Doncic and George Gervin and Steve Nash and James Harden all time. 2 games. That's crazy. But this is my favorite one right here. Oh boy, is this my favorite one. Let me. We might be able to get a clip off this too, man. Oh, you got. I think you have to.
Mr. himself. He's
You
not
got
even hiding it at this point.
You got to put it on the screen because I can't.
Yeah.
I don't have to. Oh, okay.
Before, hold on. Oh, my fault. Hold on. I gotta do that. Boom.
I want you all to listen to what is being stated.
I don't know how you can walk away from this series and think Victor Wembanyama is better than Jalen Brunson. For as long as basketball has existed, the single most important trait, the ability to go get a bucket. Jalen Brunson is as good as anybody at going to get a bucket. The Spurs were supposed to have the perfect team to stop him. Big, physical, awesome defensive guards with a 7'6" unicorn patrolling the paint. Shea just literally did play his worst series, got eaten alive by this same Spurs defense that Brunson then ate alive. Points were hard to come by for literally everyone else. He averaged 32.5. And Brunson was best in the biggest moments, and Victor was his worst in the biggest moments. Right now, this moment, Wemby is not better than Brunson.
Now, I want everybody to understand something very, very clear. It's not only just a horrible reactionary take from Nick Wright, but it quite literally contradicts everything that he has been saying for the past decade now. Matter of fact, it contradicts what this nigga just said 4 weeks ago. I want everybody to just understand where we were at 4 weeks ago. When Wemby had game one, it was amazing, spectacular. This is what he said. It immediately puts him in best in the world because when Magic did it, Jordan did it, and then continued to reference LeBron in 07 against the Detroit Pistons. And from that moment onwards, did not matter what happened after with LeBron, because what LeBron did in 07 against the Pistons is why he then and forever was the best player in the world. Respectful to every Bron fan, including LeBron. LeBron played worse in the 07 finals than what Wemby just did. Especially if your criteria is shot making. Sir, your arguments that you have been making about LeBron and how great he is amongst other all-time greats almost never include shot making, because you know that he falls short of that to Michael Jordan, and he certainly will fall short of that of Kobe Bryant from 07, 08, 09. He's going to fall short. Never once when you was arguing about LeBron did you ever in your life argue shot making. But now that's the most important thing imaginable. Even though that's the thing that LeBron has struggled with the most in his career. But now it's the most. It's so important that a nigga that most of y'all didn't even believe was top 10 is now better than someone that you crowned best in the world 4 weeks ago. That's how important it is. That's how important it is. But I want people to understand this winning, and I said this about Nick Wright about like 2 months ago. Bro, he is winning bias to the T until it comes to LeBron. LeBron struggled with shot making from 07, 08, 09, 2010, 09, not as much, but 2010, 2011, and yes, even in 2012 when he won the finals. Go look at that man's fourth quarter numbers. Go look at his shot making. Go look it up. In 2016 in the finals, we all know the nigga said, hey, let Kyrie shot make to win them that series. In the 2013 finals, until game 7, he was horrible with his shot making. So now all of a sudden, it just matters so much. So much. Puts him over Wemby. Brother Nick Wright, you got to stop. You literally have to stop. And also the same arguments that you was arguing about Shea struggling against the Spurs, and then Brunson came in and ate their heart. You can say the same thing about how LeBron struggled against that same Spurs team in 07 and 08 the following year when Pau Gasol was playing terrible. Kobe demolished that same Spurs team with shot making. Was Tony Parker better than LeBron in 07? Because in the finals, he was definitely a better shot maker. Down the stretch of games when the Spurs offense was horrible and they needed shot making, Tony Parker provided that for them. Is he a better player now than LeBron? Of course, you don't believe that.
Yeah, Nick Wright is simply doing his job, Lo. I don't even like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even really get myself worked up about Nick Wright anymore. I used to, but it's so clear as day what he's being paid to do that I don't like. He's a propagandist. That's what he is. He's a LeBron propagandist. And so mental logic or consistency in logic and argument doesn't exist, and it doesn't have to. As long as the narrative suits the good positive spin for LeBron James, that's all he's concerned about.
And in real time, he basically just became a Jordan fan. He is now basically using Jordan logic to why other niggas is not better than somebody else. And it's the same thing that people have been saying before. Same thing. Wemby can get more rebounds, more blocks than everybody else, but at the end of the day, shot making. Brunson in this series, if I'm not mistaken, from a rebound, assist, and maybe even steal standpoint, filling out the box score, I think it was the worst. That don't matter because of shot making. The points is a thing that mattered. But when it comes to LeBron and Jordan, that same logic doesn't compute. Okay. Fascinating.
And to be quite honest with you, in my opinion, and this may hurt some of y'all little feelings, but I think Wemby was better against OKC than LeBron was against the Pistons in 07.
Not too much.
And I could even argue, although 07 and whatever game, what game was that when he finished with scoring the last 28 of the 30 and whatnot?
Game 5?
Game 5 or something like that?
Yeah.
Can I not say that Wemby's game 1 is right on par?
To be fair, I would still say LeBron's, but yes, I think you can say it's in that realm. I would still say LeBron, though, to be fair. I would say
LeBron's from an aesthetic standpoint definitely was more captivating. But if we're going off the pure impact of each game, Wemby hits the big 3 to tie the game, to take it to overtime. He then takes over the game offensively by being the big around the rim. And this is the time where OKC is still trying to guard him with guards while still manning the best defense without question in the league that game. Look, and this is not pure LeBron hate. I love LeBron James. Anybody that frequents this platform, I'm gonna start ignoring that shit too, because LeBron is my GOAT, hands down, no questions asked. That has been established. But the way that Nick Wright and LeBron fans talk about 07, talk about, yeah, he was the best player in the world after the Pistons series, going forward, him playing absolutely as-tastic in that final meant nothing. All they said was he was 22. He was young. Mind you, funny enough, the exact same age Wemby is right now, playing bad in his first final, that he was still way better than LeBron in.
And also LeBron had more playoff experience getting to this point because LeBron made the postseason twice.
So, I mean, come on. But again, consistency doesn't matter. Logic, it can fluctuate as long as it's a positive spin on or for LeBron James. And again, yes, Lo, you are absolutely correct that LeBron fans are simply just about to turn into Jordan fans when it comes to Victor Wembanyama.
Yep.
That's exactly what's about to happen.
I think we should take a break.
And it's already happening.
Yeah, it is. We should take a break and read these power chats. You got a $50 one.
Yeah, bet.
You out there balling. I can't wait for my cut.
Alan R 978 with the 199 super chat. What's up, little bro? What's up to you, Alan R? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Ryan T with the 499 super chat. Y'all thought my Knicks would lose to JaVale McGee with a French accent? Boban Marjanovic after a philosophy podcast? DeAndre Jordan on Ozempic? Come on now. Salute to you, man. Happy for y'all.
Sure.
DZ the Great FN with the member for 3 months member chat had a debate with the homies, and I disagree with this. Outside of Game 5, would you say Brunson carried the Knicks this playoff run? I do want to talk about Brunson's playoff run because I do think it's actually being a bit underrated, in my opinion. Capo DC 99 499 super chat. Legend of Wemby. Let's see if you can keep the same energy for Austin Reeves that you have for D Fox in his contract once the Lakers give AR the max. Oh, trust me, Capo DC.
Trust
me. I cannot wait because if we re-sign Austin Reeves to a max contract every time he plays bad, I'm on that ass. And I want you to know that because that's been the whole excuse for shitting on Fox every time he had a bad game. So I cannot wait, chat. And I know this is low-key rooting against my own interests. I don't care, nigga. I don't care. Every time Austin has a bad game and we have re-signed him to a max contract, you might as well block me, nigga. Because it's up. It's gonna be up, nigga. Every single time.
Can I get
every time? And I don't even want to hear that he's hurt excuse because he didn't get that to my nigga Fox.
Well, that's what you gave me. That's what you told me. So that's what I'm about to give back to you.
No.
But can I at least give that? Can I at least answer? I don't think Reeves should get paid max, nigga. I keep telling y'all niggas, I don't think that there's a second option in the league that should get paid max money.
I don't think that Fox needs to be getting $60 million a year, but hey, he got
it. But my argument for Fox isn't just the money. It's that I don't think he's good enough at the thing that y'all want him to be. Even if Fox is getting paid $30 million, the thing that people want him to be, which is the closing shot maker, I don't think that he is that. I don't think he's that. I think he can be a closer, but not to the extent that I knew that this team needed. I don't think that, no. But overall, though, overall, if Austin, the max for Austin, like what, 44 a year, right? If the nigga get paid 34 a year, if the nigga get paid 24 a year, I don't give a fuck. Nigga, that nigga better show up. I don't give a damn. I do not care. Because the truth of the matter is, regardless of how much money we give him, that is taking away from money that we should be using in other areas on the floor for us to win. And also, I just want Austin to play at a certain level because I think he is at that level. So I don't care, period. Last year, niggas making $14 million. And when he played bad, I was still mad.
How many roster spots do we have?
Yeah, a lot.
Would you rather Austin Reeves next to Luka Doncic or Stephon Castle?
I guess it depends on who's the other scoring option, but Castle. It depends on who the other scoring. If we don't have another scoring option, period, then I might say Reeves. But if we have another one, then Castle. Give me the defense.
Okay, just wanted to see where you were at because I agree with that. I agree. Toon with the member chat, member for 6 months. Shout out to my boy Toon. First NBA champions that aren't favored to go back to back. I guess that means the Knicks going back to back. Yeah, I definitely don't have them winning the championship next year, though. Respect, they got it done. The perfect time to get it done because I don't see them getting it done in my lifetime. Well, at least my foreseeable future.
I'm not going to say that, but I will say if Giannis goes to Boston, a lot of shit got to get packed up. Can't lie.
I think that's happening.
Yeah.
I think Giannis is going to be in Boston.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. Easy the Great FA with the 499 super chat. What moves y'all think the Lakers finna make? I need squad to put some pieces around 77 for real. I ain't liking this Brunson better than Luka talk. You need to ignore those people.
Yeah, ignore it.
Okay, just ignore those people. But
Look at
yes,
this
we
nigga
do
B
need-
Souls in the chat saying, "Yay!" to Giannis being on the fucking man. Oh, brother.
shout
Hey yo,
out to my boy
hey
B.
yo,
So,
Miami,
man.
wake up, nigga. Hey yo, my Heat fans, my nigga.
Miami, please.
Hey yo, the Heat fans, they keep selling y'all nigga wet dreams. This is ridiculous, bro. This is about to be another off season where y'all niggas don't get nothing.
Man.
Y'all don't get nothing. I already heard niggas say they pivot into Ja Morant talks.
I did see them. Yeah, I saw them
Yeah,
pivots about the tweets about the pivot. Hey man, nobody wants that Tyler Hero sandwich y'all keep trying to serve niggas.
Same
Nobody
thing.
wants it. Nobody wants the Tyler Hero sandwich. I'm sorry.
And then niggas don't want to put Khalil Ware in any trade package. You got it, my nigga. You got it.
Come on,
You got
bro.
it.
As they actively not play Khalil Ware.
Yes.
What the fuck are y'all doing?
You got it.
Alanor 978 with the 499. JB top 5 talks after he was French top 12 in the regular are disgusting. Immediate post finals discourse is the worst.
Crazy, no, they did
You know
that
what's
to the
funny?
other.
I
They
still
did
don't
that to the other JB too. Remember they did the Jaylen Brown. That nigga went for those MVP.
Jaylen Brown was like getting listed as a top 6
Yes,
player in the
and
league.
immediately
Yeah.
threw that nigga. They did the
Yeah.
exact same thing to
Yeah.
him too. Yeah.
Woolly Bobcat, the $5 super chat. If only Luka was healthy for the playoffs, these combos would be different. I do think because I think he just would have played well too, or at least against the Rockets for sure. I think he would have cooked them because he's been cooking them all regular season,
Facts.
especially on the back half. So now that OKC series,
And if he would have looked good against OKC, my nigga, I definitely would not have won.
oh yeah, I definitely would have been saying I would have been. I wouldn't have been listening to shit else. Jokic, that nigga was getting clamped. Shade, stop. Make a lob read. Hey, y'all know Chet. Some of Chet's deficiencies in the playoffs as an offensive player would disappear if he was playing with Luka Doncic because Luka can make a rim read and a lob. I don't know. Just saying. Y'all need Jada up to throw the lobs to Chet on your fuck ass team because Shea refuses. He refuses to find Chet on the baseline to hit Chet as a vertical threat. But again, we don't have to whatever. Astro Boy 3768 with the 999 super chat. Shea had to go against the best relative defense. Yeah, nigga, that was Wemby, the best in the world. He's the anchor. I'm not attributing that just to Wemby when Stephon Castle is out there. And
but we can also know that when Wemby was off the floor, even when Castle or Harper was defending him, he felt way more comfortable driving to the lane. We all can acknowledge that as well.
I mean, yeah, duh.
Okay.
It still doesn't mean the point of attack defense still wasn't great. It just
was great. No, it was great. Well, we know that what matters the most. Like we know what impacted more. We know that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or it's the fact that also during that time, because if Luke Cornett's on the court, that means the Spurs are. I mean, OKC's probably also playing their backup big, which is Jalen Williams, who's like a shooter. Is Luke being able to stand right next to the rim the whole time?
Yeah,
I don't think Luke was able to stand right next to the rim the whole time.
It was sometimes they put Luke in action and he was just getting right by him.
I think they also didn't do that enough. I think the Knicks did. They didn't put Wemby in the direct action enough.
That should be pissing me off when I be watching teams have advantages and they just don't consistently go to it. That shit makes no sense.
DZ the Great FN with the $4.99 super chat. Kobe be the first MF people trying to put players over or down talk. Should be having me hot for real. I know what I saw. Yeah, I did see the tweet about, oh, this is the closest thing to Kobe we've seen. I think he was trying to say it as a compliment because of like the clutch play and stuff, closing the games. I think I'm going to interpret it that way. I'm not going to interpret it as he was like trying to downplay Kobe. I think he was just trying to like big up Brunson and compare him to Kobe for all of the clutch moments is what I'm going to say. Woolly Bobcat with the $20. Shout out to you. Craziest era all time, in my opinion. We have about 6 players that you could argue are best in the world and would probably be the best on the argument in any era playing at the same time. None of these niggas would have an argument against like 09 to 2020 LeBron James.
I was about to say you can go all the 2020. I go as far as
Yeah.
say AD in 2020 AD with that run he had might be in best of the world talks right now.
Oh, for sure.
2019 Kawhi.
He was Wemby with like actual shot making. He
Yep.
was actually the mythical player that you were trying to turn Wemby into. AD was that for 2020.
KD from 2012 to 2021. Curry from 2014 to 2023 or 4. All them niggas would be the best player in the world right now.
24 is a stretch for Curry, but 23.
Well, 23, yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Let me see. Flexed up 92-61 to 499 super chat. Brunson can't be top 5 in the league convos, but Wemby and SGA better than Bron and Kobe. Y'all smoking dope. I think we disagree with all of that though. We don't think Wemby and Shea better.
We don't think they're
What
better
are you
than Bron
talking
and
about,
Kobe.
brother?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, no. Unless you're talking about the Bron at age 22 thing, but you said that super chat before we had the conversation, I'm pretty sure. So
Yeah, I know.
yeah, no. Shout out to my boy Fact Finder with the big
Hey.
$49.99. Oh, I thought you was looking for a sound. Keep talking basketball, young fellas, the right way. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
I'm just
We
adding
sure
up my
will.
dollars on the side, man.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm at $54.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll AOL it to you. MP134, the $20 super chat. How Nick Wright has any credibility after we heard him say heard him his card?
I better hear L Reader in the chat because when
No,
y'all
this
niggas
is
said
grammatic. This is
no,
grammatically incorrect.
I
But I'm gonna
agree. No,
reread
I
it.
agree. When niggas send them these dumbass fucking messages and I have to
We're not
figure out
gonna
what they're
call him
trying to say.
dumbass. $20 super chat, not a dumbass. He mistyped. Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna start over though. How Nick Wright has any credibility after we heard him his card saying he wouldn't talk or cover the rise of Jokic because it's boring and doesn't pull views.
Hello? Chat. Do y'all see me, chat? Oh, he died. Damn, that's tough. He doesn't care about the integrity of the sport. I agree. He actually does not. He doesn't care like at all, not even a little bit. Fact Finder sent another $50. Shout out to Fact Finder with back-to-back $50. I appreciate you. That will be 25 going back to me. Unfortunately, I'm not a mod, so I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get where we need to get to. Brunson better with a $2 or the £2. If you a better playoff player, you're a better player. A better playoff player who performed better in the playoffs are two different things. But I do agree with you. If you're a better playoff player, the regular season has a lot more context on your role, responsibility, and what you needed to do. So yeah, keep that in mind. Bobby with a $5 said, I'm not saying Brunson better than him, but what evidence do we have in the playoffs that Shea is better in the offs? That is interesting. I will say this, and I'm pretty sure he's about to come. Okay.
I don't know what just happened right there.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'll save that one. Cold Ice with a $10 said all the fake Nick loves is annoying. I'm a Nick fan and love Brunson since year one, ever since the Heat series. But now the people who pushed him into these crazy convos didn't even like him. Yeah, niggas is getting off some crazy Brunson convos right now. And somebody also said, I'm not saying Brunson's better than Shea, but he had a better postseason run. That's
Where
what
you at?
Bobby
What
said.
you doing?
I'm at the Bobby one and the Cold Ice $10 one. Yeah, that one and the other one, which kind of gets us into the Brunson. I don't know if you got any more to read off. Those are the only two that I could get to.
Okay. Yeah, no, and then the last one was Brunson better with the 2 pounds.
Yeah.
If you're a better playoff player, you're the better player.
Which kind of gets into the Brunson conversation.
Yeah. And I agree with that to an extent. You have to be around the same caliber of regular season player, though, in my opinion. But to talk about the Brunson like run, Because I do see or hear a lot of people saying like, hey, up until game 4, like anybody could have been the finals MVP and whatnot. And even before the playoffs started, a lot of people, it was a cool take to say, hey, Cat's been their best player in the playoff run and stuff like that, which I disagree with. I think Jalen Brunson was their best player against the Cavs. I think he was their best player against Philly. I think the only one that Cat really for sure outplayed him was the Atlanta series.
I agree.
He started off the finals very strong, but Cat definitely tapered off as the series went along.
And
that definitely happened.
His poor performances was much worse than Brunson's bad performances. Nigga couldn't even stay on the floor for the past 2 games. So, yeah, I look. I think Brunson played amazing. Some people saying like we're hating on Brunson. Let him get the glaze off. I just be trying to save y'all. All right. As a Laker fan, I saw what niggas were saying about AD, and I was like, let's pump brakes. You had a really good run, but I wouldn't say that he better than Giannis, right? We saw the same thing with Jaylen Brown when they won. Niggas start throwing him in top 5 combos. Okay. Nigga on another platform saying that Jamal Murray better than Penny Hardaway. Okay. Like we do this thing, and understandably so. And for the most part, I want Knicks fans to enjoy this. So for the most part, if it's a Knicks fan, y'all niggas can say whatever you want to say. I don't really care. But for media members and pundits that are trying to just like go crazy with the Brunson glaze, despite the fact that literally a week ago he was nowhere near in these conversations, and he wins 2 games where he played amazing. I'm not saying he didn't play amazing in the last 2 games, but that thrusting him into like crazy convos to me is a tad bit too much. And I'm just trying to save y'all, because when y'all do that, following year, if he don't play up to par, y'all then are going to, the same people who are going to say all this stuff about Brunson will then turn around and tear him down and try to act as if like they weren't the one who was pedestalizing him to uncrazy territory. It was ridiculous. But I will admit, Brunson for the past 2 postseason runs has been fantastic. He's been
very
amazing.
very quickly.
Okay, go ahead, go.
I know sometimes we get into the flow and we going. If so, educate me. Pedestalized. That's a word?
Pedestalized. Yeah, I messed up. Pedestalized.
Okay. I didn't know that was. I didn't know. You're educating me. That's all I'm.
And I did. I thought you were gonna say when I said uncrazy. Uncrazy was the dumb
uncrazy
thing.
Too.
Uncrazy was crazy.
I let you know.
They put him in crazy territory.
Mm-hmm.
Brunson been great for the last like 2 postseason runs. He's been really, really great.
He has.
I don't think that a 2 postseason run sample size where he's been amazing should be the reason why he's better than all-time great players and Luka Doncic, who's also played at a crazy level.
Mm-hmm.
Like we can slow down for a second. Again, Knicks fans, I understand it, but media members who are doing this now, next year, if the Bucks win, not the Bucks, if the Celtics win and Brunson plays bad, if they get a matchup with Asar and now Brunson has to figure out how to, score on Asar Thompson, it's going to be a little interesting to see. It's going to be very, very interesting to see. But I feel like, especially this series, I think it was just a great all-around production from everybody. I don't think that it should all just go to Brunson, even though he was fantastic, amazing, historic in the last 2 games. I thought he was great. But
he was, to you, he's the clear finals MVP, right?
No, he was clearly the finals MVP. I think those last 2 games sealed it for me. He was like very clearly. I mean, when a man go out there basically score 50% of his team points.
Yeah.
I mean, there ain't nothing else we get. And then in that following another really great game, and in game 1, he closed out in the 4th quarter. Like games 2 and 3, not so much. The first part of that game 1, certainly not that much. I actually thought they were starting to lose a lot of momentum because how much Brunson was dominating the ball. But if you dominate the ball, you start making shots to that extent. Have at it. I don't know what to tell y'all, man. Especially when Towns can't even stay on the floor. Don't know what to tell y'all, bro. So I definitely what he did, in my opinion, And I guess to even answer the question, another thing, I didn't know that many people didn't even have Brunson in the top 10 going into the postseason anyway. I heard Theo Pinson talking about this solidified him being over Donovan Mitchell, and I was like, "Nigga, what are we talking about? He's better than
I
D.
mean,
Mitchell."
that was the tier of player I had him, but that is the like 9 to 12 ish.
Right, he was better
Like
than
to me,
Mitchell going into the playoffs.
I mean, where did you have Brunson going into the playoffs?
He was a top 10 player.
Like 9, 10, if he is though.
Because I don't think I had Giannis. Giannis is wasn't in the top. I gotta go see. We stopped doing
Look,
top
I
10.
don't want to. When Brunson, if he was in somebody's top 10 heading into the playoffs,
Fair. It was at the back. It was at the back. It was at the back.
And it's also because of who you just believe Jalen Brunson is as a player, somewhat. Because Jalen Brunson was like ass for like 2 months of this season. I know nobody now wants to talk about it, but he wasn't like some solidified top 10. Oh, he's for sure better than. Was he better than Cade?
Cade, Shea, Wemby, Jokic, Luka, Ant.
Kawhi this year.
Kawhi.
Did you say Cade already?
Yes, at Cade. So 8, 9, 10.
But that's kind of where like Donovan Mitchell was in this regular season.
I kind of fell out of favor with D Mitch the more games I started to watch at Cleveland, because I was like, damn, this nigga Harden dead ass is now handling the offense, and he looking better at handling the offense than you ever did. That's kind of crazy. And to be fair, that's what Harden does. But I'm like, damn, bro, like you could never have thrown that lob to this nigga Mobley. That's interesting.
D Mitch definitely has the scoring blinders on. So he was better than KD going into the playoffs?
For me, yeah. But I think KD was also 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, he's that same. Yeah.
Yeah, he was 8, 9, 10 for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, he would be on like the back half of the top 10. And I do agree. The elevation in all-time rankings though is kind of crazy. Now, do you have I'm curious of your opinion on the winning bias term. We had this kind of debate. I was talking to Mars on PC about this. And so I guess winning bias gets used differently for different people. You're saying the winning bias is, hey, now that he's won a championship, he's going from, outside of the top 10 for a lot of these people to now he's better than James Harden all time. That to me is a good example of winning bias. Mm-hmm. Also a good example, which Mars did speak on, was like, we don't have to change how he performed 1 through 3 to give him the credit of how he closed the series and got to finals MVP. Right? That's another example of winning bias. But another, I guess I am okay with a conclusion being drawn after watching a player do something like what Jalen Brunson did in that game 5 and in that game 4. Like if your opinion did kind of sway in a positive, in a positive way, your opinion about him, to an extent, I understand that. I do think your opinion about a player can change ever so slightly. Again, I'm not saying these drastic shifts, but like ever so slightly with 2 performances like that. Yeah, considering the circumstance, considering who he's playing against, you know what I'm saying, the magnitude of these games, like those were leading the largest finals comeback is a big deal. Going on the road, scoring 45 in a game in which nobody can really score the ball efficiently. You're playing, again, one of the best defenses of all time. Your number 2 option is in foul trouble, fouls out of that game. Cat had 2 points, 4 points? OG, another guy that's been pretty consistent for you, didn't really have it that night offensively either. And you go out there and do that. That is a legendary performance. So, like, I would have considered a slight shift in your opinion on Brunson after performances like that. I wouldn't consider that winning bias.
But performances like that should provide the slight adjustments. The problem is when you have him leapfrogging over like 30 different names all time, means that you're now making a monumental shift in a different direction. So like now, when they were winning, it was like, oh yeah, Brunson, he's now defensively, he really figured it out. Or maybe the team is now constructed in a way where they can hide his deficiencies. If you've watched Thibodeau coach the last 2 to 3 years, niggas were just switching and just leaving Brunson out to hang way too often. They decided he had a coach that said, hey, instead of me putting OG on Wemby, I'm going to put him on Fox to cut off a lot of the action. So even if they try to put you in action, we can now fight over the screen and have OG still be there. Similar things that he picked up from his time in Golden State. But that doesn't mean that he became a better defender. Still doesn't mean that he's not like a bad one. It's just that he's now on a team and with a coach that hides his deficiencies far better. Similar things that we were saying about like Jokic when niggas was taking, this is where I've never been. Niggas taking a bridge too far after he won, and now they're saying he's actually a really good defender. And it's like, no, maybe he went up against teams in the postseason that didn't have the ability to take advantage of his deficiencies. But a nigga grabbing rebounds and kicking the ball does not mean that he's a great defender. He still sucks at defense. But for whatever reason, you win, and it's like any form of criticism that is legit is now erased. And because you won, instead of you not doing enough for the first 3 quarters, when the fourth quarter ended, he actually did all the things that was right for him to win. And we had this conversation with Chill, where it's like Chill be watching the game in real time and say it's a bad game. And just because, his guy Tatum ends up winning it, and it could be because someone else did something. Now all the bad shooting, the missed opportunities, questionable defense don't matter because, hey, he really got on the glass, man. He really did what he's supposed to do. But he was getting on the glass the whole goddamn game. But now all of a sudden when they win, he got on the glass, he did what he's supposed to do. That's how you win. He made winning plays, winning match. And it's like, bro, you weren't in real time. None of us were saying this. In real time, no one was saying this. So then it's like, what is that? Like, how does that then change? If Luka had won the finals, all the defensive concerns would have been thrown out the window because he won, even though he's still not the same defender that he should be. When Dirk won in 2011, Dirk was still bad defensively. All that goes out the window because he ends up winning. It's like, bro, like that to me is winning bias, where we no longer can critique the deficiencies of the individual to get an accurate representation of what happened simply because they won. And it's like, all right, we got it. All right, cool. Right.
Now, how do I want to say this? I do think there are still pockets of positivity you can find in bad games from an individual that still contribute to winning. So I think the problem is that judging, let's say a player does have a bad game and their team wins. I think it's too far to one end of the spectrum to be like, oh, this is no longer a bad game because they won. Right? I think that part is that's too extreme. But I also think that we sometimes dwell in the extreme of, oh, this is a bad game and his team won, but he can't get any credit for the game because he played like shit for majority of the game, which I still think there are pockets of positivity that a player can have that can contribute to winning even in a bad game. Take, for instance, game 1, right? Brunson closing. Why are you looking like that?
Shea joining Nike.
Huh.
Wow. now. They took, his logo with the twos, the upside down twos, they turn them into checks.
Oh, he trying to okay. Okay. He trying to compete because he was never gonna compete with that Converse shit.
Never. And I ain't gonna
He
lie, the
was
shoe,
never
the
going
shoe was
to-
tough.
The shoe was a good shoe, but
Shoe was tough.
hey, Converse is Nike. Yes, they are under, but he's now. I'm guessing you're saying he's now with
Yeah.
the adult
It's
company.
kind of like he's
the
gonna go
parent
with
company.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like game one for Brunson. Like some people try to. It's like, oh yeah, he just closed the game, but if he played better in the game, he wouldn't have to close. But it's like, even in a bad game, though, he found a way to contribute to winning. So I still think there is a level of credit that he can get, and even for a game one in which he was still majority bad. Like you see what I'm saying?
But you're having a nuanced convo. When we talk about winning bias, it never is coming from people who are having a nuanced convo. It is people who are having a complete 180 stance on their opinion on a player because of winning. That is it. No one is saying that if you have a bad shooting game, there's still not ways in which you can attribute to winning. But if you thought he was having a bad game for 40 minutes, and down the stretch, this teammate made a shot, that teammate got a big steal, they collectively did something good to win the game, and then out of nowhere, for the first 40 minutes, he was having a bad game, and now out of nowhere, you can now find all the details and all the things he was doing that originally was a bad game that's now a good game, even though he didn't do the things down the stretch to help them win. That's winning bias. Winning bias is when we can watch something, we can critique it, but it goes out the window because at the end of the day, you won. And it's like, yeah, he won. It's not to say he didn't do anything positive to help his team win, but that doesn't absolve any fair depiction of who he was as a player. And that's my only gripe. And that's how we get Brunson being thrown in convos. And let's take Brunson out for a second. That's how we get like Larry Bird being put in crazy convos because he won a championship with his first trip to the finals. He wins. But if I say, brother, for like half of the series, he could not create his own shot. That's how he ends with 8, and 12. Then out of nowhere, you'll say, oh, well, but the rebounding. And it's like, great. He did really great rebounding, but they were not going to win that game solely because he was grabbing rebounds. It was a far bigger detriment to that team and what they were trying to achieve with his lack of scoring aggression. That was a much bigger problem. If it wasn't for Cedric Maxwell going out there and doing what he did, they would have lost that series. And let's go to the other extreme with LeBron and them losing in 2011. If they won in 2011, I promise you there'll be people who'll be saying he did all the little things. Look at the rebounds and assists. He may not have scored, but but we all objectively saw the game and we know he's playing bad. He's playing bad.
Okay. Last question, and then I'm going to read the rest of the super chats, and we're going to get out of here in around 2 hours. I think that's good. Who is the best player that Jaylen Brown did just leap for you personally?
Jalen Brunson.
I mean, Jalen Brunson. Yeah, Jalen Brunson with the finals performance and
all time or in the league right now.
Both.
All time. I mean, in the league right now, I think he should be in the Cade and Ant combos. I think he deserves to be that fringe top 5 combo with Cade and Ant. That's where I think he should be. And I think that is a good. Some people didn't have him top 10, so basically going from 10 to 5, leapfrogging, I guess, Kawhi, Cade. Depending if you had KD, you know what I'm talking about, Kawhi, KD, et cetera, et cetera. And I think he's in a combo with Cade and Ant. And I think that's a very respectable place to put him in, especially the way Cade and Ant performed this postseason, taking into consideration who's on their roster and, Ant playing with 2 bad knees.
I think he's in. I'm not mad at him being in that tier of player. I would definitely have him as the worst of the 3.
That's fine. I mean,
the tier is.
I think he should be better than. I think he should be viewed better than KD for sure, though. Like that, the tier that's below, I think he is better than KD.
I think he's a better player than KD. At
Okay.
this point.
Ironically, the nigga that said that we don't need no small guards in the league, man. Get them out of here. He ended up playing.
I know you was ready to get some KD, hate off.
I
with
fuck
that.
my nigga KD. I'm about to get a KD jersey and put it on the wall, bro. Come on now. Also, KD, bro, you should have went to San Antonio, my nigga. Come on. And you know it too.
For what? For him to get no credit for these championships, just like he didn't get no credit in Golden State.
He definitely would have received. If they were going up and they need a nigga to close out, he definitely would have received credit. Oh my God, he would have received credit.
No, it would have been Wemby's defense.
No.
We know you, and we know people like you. It would have just been straight Wemby. Wemby had 22, best player on the championship team.
Hello?
Gobble.
We're at the last question and we're ending it.
Okay, I just need you to go to Target. That's all.
All right, you got something to say to Real Talk?
No, I don't like him.
No, wait, you say you want him to go where?
He said, Where did you want me to go?
To Target. Capture moments in color. But finish that.
And that right there explains a lot about you, right there, Raquel. That right there. Did y'all hear where she wanted Lo to go? We boycotting Target, by the way. But hey, it fits. Because all she was Kelly Clark.
If I'm not mistaken, the CVS that's in Target, I'm about to go pick her stuff up. That's it, bro. And you making it something
I got a
bigger.
bash Angel Reese now. I got a bash Angel Reese.
Here
We know what you are, Rara. We know what you are, Raquel.
Okay. On my all-time list.
Yes.
I ain't put too much thought in it. I see people asking, is he better than like Kyrie and like Iverson all time? It's hard for me to always like look at niggas that played back in the 2000s, especially as like from a small guard perspective. Because I ain't gonna lie, I just don't know how Brunson would function in that type of floor spacing. I think I think he still might shoot better, but he probably would still be a better shooter.
Do you think he's better than Kyrie Irving?
To me, that is where he is at right now. That's the combo. And I have to say, I think he better, bro. He better. He better, man. He better than Kyrie.
What does he do better than Kyrie Irving?
I think that the ball handling and passing and playmaking, him being able to like organize an offense, execute plays consistently down the stretch, kind of shifting the defense and like making proper reads. The more I watch basketball, the more I just get far more appreciation for like legit playmaking and passing. Because even if you're not like as skilled as someone as a scorer, you just functionally forcing the defense to defend you a certain type of way that will leave somebody else open. I think that is such a very valuable trait, and Kyrie doesn't possess that same trait, or at least especially not to capitalize it as often that I've seen from Brunson over the past like 2 to 3 years. And I think he's really grown in that aspect.
Are you talking about the ability of drawing too?
I'm talking about the ability of drawing to and then making the proper reads off of that draw.
Brunson's a funny guy with that because he will do that, but he will also definitely turn his blinders on.
He will.
And
he will.
If you leave Brunson one-on-one, he doesn't pass.
But I'm not talking about one-on-one. I'm talking about like when you're organizing and operating in an offense and just executing meticulously over and over and over again and getting to your spots and making sure the defender that you're trying to make play defense, I'm going to get Julian Champagnie constantly in action. I'm going to force them to make a read off of me beating Julian, and then we're rotating and I don't like, those are things that I just didn't, I don't think I've ever seen Kyrie do consistently. I think Kyrie is so skilled that he's like, I'll just score over Klay Thompson. Fuck it. I'll just score over Klay. I'll just go score over all these other players. I think there's like a degree of value that is lacked at times because I'll see players do that same thing, and I'm like, man, it would be so much better if you can just like get the defense. You got to force the defense to make a decision first before you start attacking and killing. Like that's one of the things I love about Braun. I appreciate more out of Braun, where even when he's at an older level, he's like spending a good portion of the game just playing chess. You got to play here. He gonna be right there. So if the defense rotate over, I got the lob. He's just knowing where he needs to be. Brunson down the stretch of these last 2 games, but I even saw it against the Cavaliers game, and I saw it against the Philly game as well, where he's like, I'm gonna get you in action, and when that happens, I know he gonna rotate.
He's a very smart basketball player. For sure.
Like all that stuff, like that to me is like very valuable, especially when you are the primary ball handler. When Brunson goes into an action, it feels as if like I'm going in here with a plan, not only if it's for me to score, but also to set somebody else up and have the defense rotating. Like that's what he does. I think that level of meticulous.
He's able to identify what he was really good at in the whole playoff, really. But the reason why he's a good closer isn't just because of like the 3-level scoring and the shot making, which is incredible. But it's like all the greats that close well do it. He's able to identify the actions that create quality offense repeatedly.
Yes.
So he's going to gather the information the entirety of the game. Hey, when I go pick and roll here, how are y'all covering the pick and roll? You know, who's the backline defense? What are y'all doing on the back end? How are y'all rotating? Are y'all willing to leave such and such open? Hey, if I could draw the 2 over here, that can create a swing. So by the time it gets to the 4th quarter, it's like, oh yeah, I know exactly what 2 or 3 actions I'm finna go to that's going to lead to quality offense for my team, even if I'm not the direct one scoring the ball.
Exactly.
And then, but also, if you are just going to switch, if I get a weak defender in the action that I want, and you are willing to switch, well, yeah, now I am going to kill that. I'm going to punish that. Come here, Champagne.
Yeah.
Being, you know. So, yeah, he is. He's amongst the best in the league at that. I'll definitely agree.
And I think from an offensive standpoint, as an offensive weapon, I think that gets lost at times when you're just setting things up and getting into the rhythm. And that may get lost at like poor starts to the game, but a really good explanation to why you're able to close the game out towards the end, because you just know every time how to rotate and come in, where it's coming from, who you need to find. His skip pass reads have been much better because he's open. He opens up the game at first. And so now he's making those baseline reads over skipping to OG. Like all that stuff is because he's gotten better. I just like stuff like that. I don't know if Kyrie, I don't know how often I've ever seen Kyrie just do stuff like that. And so that's why I believe that he's better than Kyrie.
Kyrie, what he's looking to do at that point is just get a matchup that he likes.
And start attacking.
You know, which, I mean, can work for him because he's Kyrie Irving, but it is kind of different. Do you think that he's better than Dame?
That is also, that's that other tier. This nigga Dame, I wish I would have seen Dame in a more offensively, like more positions, because Dame for a good portion of his better seasons, niggas out there with Al-Farouq Aminu and Robin Lopez, like it's just yuck. But when Dame in the postseason, it's also it get a little shaky there for a second too.
This is where I was referring, like that super chat earlier that was like, if you're the better player in the playoffs, I think you're the better player. And I said, I agree with that to an extent. I think you have to be relatively around the same level of regular season player. For me, this applies in this conversation. Even though I do think Dame is a better regular season than Jalen Brunson, I don't think it is to a far enough extent to make up for how much better of a playoff performer I think Jalen Brunson is than Dame Lillard. And so for me, I have Jalen Brunson better than Dame. And some of that is what we just talked about. Some of that is Dame's shot diet the complete lack of intermediate game for a large portion of his prime and peak, where it's either pull up three, step back three, or I have to work all the way down to the rim. Where, mind you, if you look at some of Dame's finishing numbers, aren't all that impressive. The reason why his true shooting kind of stabilizes is the fact that he is able to get to the free throw line, and he's a really good 3-point shooter. But I even think that Jalen Brunson probably is a better foul drawer than Damian Lillard.
Oh.
So
he definitely is that. But I would say,
yeah.
I would say Brunson as well. I'm trying to think of all time like earlier players, but I think he's in that realm. In my opinion, he's making the argument, and for me, I would like to see him just piece together more years. But I think he's definitely making the argument to be in those top 5, not top 5, top 10, bottom 10 all-time great point guards. I think that if he gives us another like 4 more years, I mean, I think it'd be too difficult to not put him in top 10 combos for point guards. But I have Dame and Kyrie, if I'm not mistaken, towards the tail end of the top 50. So I guess that means I would have to have him as a top 50 player. I'm not. I know you said he over Nash. Nash is like the next tier of, I guess, guard or offensive player that he would have to reach, I guess. But even between then, he would be jumping over a couple of players because, like, Russ, you think he better than Russ? Russ is where I'm starting to slow down.
It's so interesting when somebody asks me to rank Russ, because I always ask myself, there's 2 different questions for me with Russ. Do I think this player is better than Russ? No. Would I rather have this player than Russ on my team as my point guard? Probably. But yeah, 2 different questions. But a better basketball player than Russell Westbrook? No, he's not.
Like I could only imagine if Russ is in an environment where there's floor spacing at every fucking position, how often that nigga could just constantly get to the basket over and over and over again. But yeah, I kind of feel the same way about Russ. It's like, but then if I get to a matchup where he can't get to the rim and I have to just rely on this nigga shot making and passing or just decision making, it's gonna get a little shaky there for Russ.
Yeah,
Russ is where it slows down for me though. Y'all niggas saying Chris Paul, he's not better than Chris Paul.
No.
Y'all, we can stop there. We can stop with that.
Yeah.
But Russ is at the tail end of my top 50. So I think Brunson is a top 50 player. I think he's towards the tail end. I think 4 or 5 more seasons a really great play, especially if he can consistently provide the evidence in the postseason. I think he would be in top 10 point guard conversations. A championship for me does put him over Kyrie and Dame. But that's a lot that just has to do with how well he's been executing in the postseason for the past 2 years now. I just don't think that level of execution has been seen from Dame or Kyrie consistently, especially as like 1A options and then first best player on the team players. Yeah.
Similar to like and this is where this will be another conversation for another day, but dominance of the regular season by being repeatable doesn't make you it to me, it just shows it's still not as valuable as having an answer or a counter to a lot of things that are thrown at you. And maybe you're not ever as proficient in your counters as somebody is in their strengths, but I feel like once you're able to combat a strength for a player, then it's like, okay, what else do you got? And for Damian Lillard, a lot of the time in his peak and in his prime, if you look at his pick and roll output, one of, if not the best pick and roll player year after year after year after year. But then he goes to the playoffs, and then it's like, oh, if you're not facing Jokic drop, and what happens when, oh shit, now there's a Drew Holiday that's able to like navigate screens, and there's Anthony, like, once we take away the pick and roll, now what?
Yeah.
Now you're shooting he's shooting. If you go in that Pelican series, he's shooting shots that Damian Lillard does not shoot.
Yeah.
He's shooting 20-foot fadeaway twos and shit like he's. It gets nasty for these players where you take away. Oh, I'm so proficient at this one particular action or one particular skill set. If you get that taken away, then it was like, hey, what else do you got? Let me read these super chats. I even go back up to the one. Where was I? Before Clutch came and grabbed my Wi-Fi because we were talking about LeBron.
Okay.
That's what happened. We were talking about LeBron, and my Wi-Fi just went. My computer just went black. As hey, you tell me. Where was I? Read that one. I think we read that one. Okay, Lo, don't know if you saw my tweet on Twitter. First time using T, but just to correlate, if you saw, would you say that Bron's peak heat is a bit overrated, closer to whoever is number 4 than top 2, Jordan, Shaq?
It depends on how many years it is. I always get a bit disappointed at Bron as a shooter,
shot maker,
in the postseason.
2014 was very impressive.
2014 was impressive.
2013 in the regular season was insane.
But again, like I said, playoffs. But like 2012 against the Celtics was really great. 2014 as a whole was really great. But it kind of just that's my biggest issue. It's a bit underwhelming. I don't know whoever is 4. I have to think like who would be the 4th highest peak, because I might still say that he's closer to Jordan and Shaq than whoever the 4th highest peak is. I might start
4th highest peak. I mean, I know people aren't going to agree with my answer, but I
want to say Kobe.
KG might be there for some people. I'm telling you the truth. I know for some people he's up there that high. Steph is definitely in that argument for 4th for a lot of people as well.
Hey man, Wemby, get a jump shot, nigga. Because these niggas we talking about right now. Come on, man, get a jump shot, Wemby. Man. Come on.
Fact Finder with another $49.99 super chat. No message. Appreciate you, Fact Finder. Appreciate you.
Hakeem.
Mike.
Hakeem, and potentially a Kareem. I would still say
probably. A lot of Hakeem's stuff though is very postseason centric. Because if you do like look at his regular season outputs, it's not nothing like he's not having like the statistical outputs of some of these other players in the regular season setting.
But you could argue the same thing about LeBron and when he was in Miami. Like his assist numbers go down. He's not averaging 30 anymore in the regular season. But then he go in the postseason.
But even for that time though, like I know we've gotten used to like the Lucas doing the 39 and 9, or the Jokic just doing the 28, 12 and 11. But like LeBron being a player that was consistently at like 27 or 26, 7 and 7.
You got my nigga Bron fucked up. Nigga, the year before he left Cleveland, nigga was 29 and 9 and 7.
In Miami?
No, in Cleveland. Before he went to Miami, in Cleveland.
Oh, no, I'm talking about him in Miami. That's what I'm talking about.
No, but what I'm saying is he wasn't doing that. What I'm saying is the overall production that he was like starting to like gear up to do consistently. Bro, in the last 06, averaging 31.
No, I know he dipped. I know
that's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying relative for the league in which he existed. I mean, LeBron, if you do, LeBron was the first PRA man. His fans were points, rebounding, assisting Kobe niggas to death. That was a lot of his argument for the. He was one of the first, like putting up he's gonna get 7-8 rebounds and 7-8 assists while scoring 26 points, 27 points a game. Like nobody else was. There was a stat that kind of surprised me in 2000. I think it was 2003. You know, Kobe and Tracy McGrady were the only players in the league that averaged 25, 5, and 5.
Oh, yeah.
The only one. So that's what I'm saying. Like LeBron's PRA accumulation was not normal for that time. Like it was still better than the best in the league. You know, from a stat profile standpoint. Coded Ice 7299. Okay.
You good? I'm gonna get my cut though after.
And this one, the Bobby one, I think you said that.
Yep.
Okay. Bronson better 2 pounds. I read
Mhm.
that. Sean Talks 2414 with the 499 power super chat. Brunson thought I did. I don't think he's a Brunson, though, my fault. I don't think he's a top 5 player. I do think he's one in the postseason. Compare his stats and performances to Shea. It will shock you. He been better than Shea in the playoffs. I don't think that's crazy to say. I asked before the playoffs started. I said, how many guards in the past 4 years have been better than Brunson in the playoffs?
Yeah.
I wasn't getting answers I thought were acceptable. Niggas was talking about Steph Curry. I laughed. DZ the Great FN 199 super chat. What y'all think 06 Kobe would look like today? An unstoppable scoring force.
He looked like shit that Ant should be doing.
I mean, really, that's low-key like the answer for it.
Yeah.
Brunson battered to 2 pounds. 40 and 10 4 times versus Philly. We've been doing this for years. Yeah, Brunson has been hooping. Bobby Life 4123 to 199. Brunson top 10 in the league. Rank him wherever. I don't care. Yeah, he's
definitely
8, 9,
top
10.
10. He definitely top 10.
8, 9, 10. Shadow 57 with the 499 super chat. The day after win, they changed his name to Captain Clutch Brunson. Search it up. Facts.
Hey, I ain't been adding these up. Hold on.
Don't worry about it. Epic Plays 5822 $58.22 super chat. Kobe fans trying to divide us, Brian and Wemby fans. It won't work. We actually like watching basketball and celebrating our players. Example, Bam and Cooper. You may move like that, but I do know that majority of y'all do not. A hot 78-68 499 super chat. If Brunson has another year leading the playoffs in points per game and wins another Eastern Conference Finals MVP and Finals MVP somehow, what talks does he get bumped into?
He definitely top 10 point guard at that point. He over Nash for you?
Right there on the. I mean, you don't have. For me, it doesn't take much to be over Nash.
So. But is he over Nash right now, though?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Yeah, if he do it again, because at that point we keep adding more and more years to what he's doing. I mean, at that point, he'd be a fringe top 5 point guard for me. Like, he'd be right outside the door. Couple of y'all favorites gonna get knocked out, bro. It's gonna be tough. Gonna be tough.
It is funny to me that y'all really think Nash just all of a sudden got that much better at 30. It actually like boggles my mind. He went from a third team all NBA player to some niggas say the best player in the league, top 3 player in the league. Interesting. Mike the Champ, so he can shut the hell up. 499 super chat. Brunson is top 5. Leading your team to the chip is most important. Efficiency holds no way. Brunson better than Luka. There. You happy? I put your dumb shit up for display. Okay. Thank you though for the super chat. That will conclude this stream. I think we had a good time. Did you enjoy yourself, chat? Lo, did you enjoy yourself?
It was good chat. It was good. It was good stream. Good stream. Good stream.
Good stream. Good stream. Good stream. Make sure before you head out, make sure that you like the stream. Like the stream if you're here live. Make sure if you're watching via VOD, make sure that you like the video, hype the video as well. Make sure that you subscribe. Turn that notification bell on so you know we're live. When we drop another video, we're on the road to 10K. So if you are not subscribed, make sure you get that sub button low. Tell the people where they can find you.
As always, I appreciate you sharing your platform with me. You know, it's always humbling to be next to another great content creator like yourself. So I appreciate that. You can always just find me at Legend of Winning on Twitter, low posts, low lights on YouTube. And I'm trying to, continue to build and grow in other facets. So we got another channel on the way talking about, commentary and stuff like that. But as always, I just appreciate you sharing your platform with a fellow black man. I'm gonna have to, extend that same olive branch to you sometime this week, man.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I always appreciate you coming through, showing love. You're one of the major stars in this industry, right?
Come
One of
on,
the
man.
major stars
You
in this
made me that. You
industry.
made me that, man. That's what
Not
you
at
put
all.
me
You
at.
made yourself that, man. You made yourself
No,
that.
come
So,
on, man.
made
Our
yourself.
clip went viral. You was there. You pushed me to those
That
levels.
is your clip. That is your clip.
No, man.
That is your clip. Yeah.
The people in the chat, they know when we get together. That's why we almost hit like 900 people in here, bro. Come on, man.
We did.
You make me a better content creator, bro. Come on. So my success is yours.
And you know what? Vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Vice
Have
versa.
it, man.
I do, I do think this is a cool little parent. You know what I'm saying? If we did this, you know what I'm saying? If there's a network or a betting agency or something, hey, the Real Low Show. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I think it would do well, in my opinion. I don't know. I'll put a little prize picks sign up in the back.
We know you
know
will.
what I'm saying? You did as well, okay? You did as well. So you can't do that anymore. Can't do that anymore. Yeah. Mr. What was it?
I don't know.
The one everybody got on Twitter now. The Green K. What's them people?
Whoa, KKK. Oh, we gotta go, bro.
Let's get out of here. Yeah, let's get out of here.
Man.
It's been fun. It's been real. Until next time. Peace.